It's time now for the Period Channel 11 o'clock news for this Monday night, January 5th, 2015. Good evening, everybody. I'm Peter Wiggins here at your 11 o'clock news at 9 here. And our top story here at 11 o'clock here is gay couples begin married in Miami on Monday, kicking off a pivotal week when the Supreme Court will have a chance to consider whether same-sex couples have a constitutional right to marry or whether the states may limit marriage to a man and a woman. Cape Canaveral, Florida. SpaceX is making another supply run to the International Space Station. For NASA, but it could return not its takeoff that are the space fans talking. Police said 70-year-old Thomas Gilbert Sr. was shot in his apartment on Beekman Place in Manhattan, New York City, and Gilbert's son is accused of killing him in a fight over money. Indonesia resumed the search for debris from the crash AirAsia PhD jetliner has improved weather and Java-C help investigators scour the plane's remains, especially its data recorders. In Moscow, Western nations should stop threatening Russia with new sanctions and instead offer to ease off on existing restrictions in exchange for progress in a peace process in Ukraine. President Francis Hollande said in an interview. In London, Germany's Cologne Cathedral turned off its lights Monday, symbolic rejection of an Islamification rally taking place in its shadow. In San Francisco, a man who was shot and killed by San Francisco police officers left behind suicide notes in his cell phone, including one arrested police 40 days on Monday. In Washington, the ongoing chairwoman of the Senate Intelligence Committee is urging a series of policy and legislative changes to ensure the U.S. In Houston, oil prices briefly tumbled below $50 a barrel on Monday. Spoken global financial markets and signaling that the remarkable 50% price drop was since June was continuing this year and even a quickening. Asian indices fell sharply early Tuesday after stocks in Wall Street declined overnight following the relentless fall in oil prices. Euro holds near 9-year low versus dollar. Soft German inflation adds pressure on ECB to do more. Trade data helps Aussie crawl away from 5.5-year low. Twitter's service was disrupted early Monday evening with some users just as Sony took its stage at the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas. Las Vegas, one of the biggest changes in television history will be more channels being available online. After Sony was hammered by one of the most malicious cyber attacks in history, the company's CEO took the opportunity to thank supporters and slip in a little humor. Bess Myerson, who has only Jewish Miss America and later forged a career in New York City government that ended scandal down at home in California at the age of 90, reports said on Monday. The Girl Scouts USA will announce it will be offered 3 new cookies this season after listening to demand for gluten-free options. Astronomers have proved that they can accurately tell the age of a star from how fast it is spinning. We know that the stars slow down over time, but until recently there was a little data to support exact calculations. In celebration of its upcoming 25th anniversary in April, the Hubble Space Telescope has returned to the site of what may be the famous image of wispy columns of the Eagle Nebula and produce a stunning new picture. Schools are taking precautions such as disinfecting buildings and reminding parents to keep sick youngsters at home as intensifying flu season and HY led to a higher number of deaths among children so far. Work and rotating night shifts may pose a threat to your health, as new study suggests, as a study did find rotating shift work at least 3 nights spent working in which amount in addition to days and evenings worked. Take a look at New England alerts here at 11:04. 2 NYPD officers have been shot in the Bronx section of the city during an alleged armed robbery as they've been transported to ER and their conditions are unknown at this time. In Saugus, Massachusetts at 507 Central Street, a vehicle versus the telephone pole as a Hemi damaged the pole and operator transported BIDMC. And in Taunton, Massachusetts, an armed robbery at Dunkin' Donuts at 43 Worcester Street and 2 males fled in an unknown direction after showing what appeared to be a small black gun. Peter Channel News Time, a level 4. Time and a half for a little traffic report here on this Monday night here, and smooth sailing the non-ways by ways to New England here, and we got an accident on Route 3 near Route 53 in Hanover here, but otherwise a smooth sailing commute here on this Monday night as Peter Channel News Time is now 11:05. Taking a look at the weather situation here. Current conditions here in North Massachusetts. First, guys, 18 degrees with an 8 below Celsius. The humidity 39%. Wind speed northwest about 15, gusting 22 miles per hour. Barometer 3.3 inches, 2 about 3 degrees below zero. Visibility 10 miles, and wind chill about 4 above zero. Alright, current conditions around the region here. It is 20 degrees at temperature right now here in Boston, 16 out in Fitchburg, 15 in Bedford, 17 in Beverly, 18 in Gloucester, 16 in April. It's 12 in Worcester, 14 in Sturbridge, 18 in Webster, and Norwood, 20 in Taunton, 19 out in New Bedford and Plymouth, 21 in Plymouth, and 21 in Provincetown, 21 in Chatham, 23 in Martha's Vineyard, 25 in Cape Cod Bay, 23 in Nantucket, it's 21 in Block On, 20 in Westley, 16 in Smithfield, it's 24 in New York, 23 in the Nislip, 25 in Montauk, 24 in Longside, it's 20 in Bridgeport, 20 in New Haven, 17 in Denver, 16 in Waterbury, 19 in Meriden, 18 in Hartford, Connecticut, 16 in Winslow, Connecticut, it's 15 in Springfield, 14 in Amherst, 15 in Greenfield, 13 in Athol, 11 in North Adams, it's 10 in Pittsfield, it's 13 in Albany, 11 in Saratoga Springs, 11 in Bennington, 8 in Brattleboro, Vermont, 9 in Rutland, Vermont, 11 in Claremont, New Hampshire, it's 12 in Keene, New Hampshire, 11 in Jefferson, New Hampshire, 10 above in Laconia, New Hampshire, 13 in Cochrane and Manchester, New Hampshire, and Portland, Maine, it's 69 in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, and 16 in Nashua, New Hampshire. Here, surface map for Island Country shows a warm front from southern British Columbia stretching it in for Washington State, northern Idaho, western Montana, down for Wyoming, down for Nebraska, down for merging with a warm front from east central Nebraska, down for eastern Kansas, down for Missouri. We got a cold front from east central New York up in the northern New England between New Brunswick and Nova Scotia. We got a station front for Gulf of Mexico, merging with a cold front from central Gulf of Mexico, down for central Florida, not to sea. We got a front to bottom from southeastern Colorado, down for eastern New Mexico, down for front of mine from south central Arizona, down for Gulf of California, and we got a front of mine from south coast of California, down the Baja coast on off the Baja California. High pressure in the Ohio Valley and Utah and Colorado border and northwestern Nevada and southeastern Alberta. We got some low pressure in west central Nebraska, northeastern Colorado here. 11 degrees at temperature here in Detroit, 15 in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, 31 in Washington, D.C., 38 out in Atlanta, 75 in Miami, Florida, 49 in Brownsville, 39 in Dallas, Texas, 28 in Kansas City, 19 above in Omaha, Nebraska, 5 above in Chicago, 0 in Minneapolis, St. Paul, 7 above in Great Falls, Montana, 54 in Seattle and San Francisco, 70 in Los Angeles, it's 49 in Las Vegas, it's 36 in Salt Lake City, Utah, 54 in Denver, 34 in Albuquerque, and 61 out in Phoenix, Arizona. And take a look at the radar situation. It shows some spotty snow showers around east central portions of Quebec, central portions of New Brunswick, eastern and central portions of Nova Scotia, and western and eastern portions of Newfoundland near, and some snow showers around some Wisconsin, southwestern Michigan, and stretching from eastern Iowa, northern Illinois, northern India, and western and central Ohio here. And seeing some snow showers in southwestern portions of South Dakota, and north central portions of Nebraska, east central portion of Nebraska here. Rain showers by 925 for Fort Collins to Denver, the Colorado Springs, and the Pueblo here. Little spotty rain showers when the Utah-Colorado border ran right there. And some snow showers in the east central portions of Montana, down for southwestern portions of Alberta, down for eastern portions of British Columbia. Some rain showers and snow and sleet down for west central portions of Montana. And rain showers from northern portions of Idaho, down for western and east central portions of Idaho, down for northeastern Nevada, and some spotty rain showers went in the western Washington, Oregon, and eastern portions of Oregon here. Alright, let us take a look at our satellite loop here. And shows spotty clouds coming in much of the northeastern corner of the United States, around the United States, and stretching it down for Great Lakes, northern and central Rockies and Amphibians, Central and North Rockies of the Pacific Northwest and Northern California and Nevada, and Atlantic clouds coming to much of Canada from British Columbia, Dan for Quebec, here in Atlantic Canada. Alright, let's take a look at Take a look at forecast discussion around the country. A band of snow will affect the Midwest Ohio Valley and the Middle Atlantic states, and a very cold air mass will affect much of the country east of the Rocky Mountains with widespread sub-zero cold and high winds, and the cold will be accompanied by significant lake effect snow standard Ohio. 5 Great Lakes. A clip of light wind system will continue to spread snow across the Midwest and Ohio Valley with snowfall 4 to 8 inches and greater in a 100-mile wide band, and while the system will weaken as it nears the east coast, a couple of inches of possible in parts of the Atlantic states by Tuesday morning. Following this weather system, a massive Arctic high pressure system will move rapidly south and east across the middle of the nation by Wednesday. Accumulating mass and bitterly cold temperatures and wind chills well below 0 degrees. The core of the cold air will move across the plain states towards the Midwest and Ohio Valley on Wednesday and to the east coast by Thursday morning. The cold air outbreak will be keeping the lake effect snow machine going throughout the forecast period as the cold air crosses the relatively warm waters of the Great Lakes, while the east coast turns colder. Mild conditions will be found along the western third of the nation, followed by the heavy rain that snow that is followed across the Pacific Northwest and Northern Rockies, and the threat for avalanches remains high across the western Cascades, with warmer air moving to the where heavy snow was followed by heavy rainfall, and high winds are also occurring near the eastern slopes of the Rockies into the western plains, and also will be continued to Tuesday morning. Okay, take a look at forecast assessment around the region here. Winds will diminish at the same time as high pressure briefly crosses over the area. A weak low pressure may bring a period of light snow during Tuesday and Arctic front across the region Wednesday, which will be put us in a few snow showers and squalls. And blustery and blizzardly cold conditions are expected on Wednesday night. And on Thursday, more snow showers are possible Thursday night and on Friday. The mainly dry conditions the next weekend with below normal temperatures and 10:15 p.m. update. Gusty northwesterly winds continue across the region, but they do continue to diminish as temperatures have dropped into the teens to low 20s around the coast, and the points have dropped below 0 in most locations. All that said, only minor adjustments need to be made to the forecast for the latest trends. Made more significant change to the marine forecast. Alright, let's take a look at a little weather notes here. Coldest area this season, unless wind overnight and tomorrow. Light snow tomorrow. Cape Canaveral will get the most snow, 1 to 2 inches in the Cape Islands end. Cold in anywhere around southern New England there. Cold will peak Thursday. It'll be the coldest since the late January, and a water temperature 44 degrees and wind chill in the region will feel like single digits to below 0 tonight. And tomorrow's highs, we will see 17 degrees for Portland and Concord, New Hampshire. And Portland, Maine, 16 in Rutland, Vermont. Will be 21 for Albany, New York, 20, and Worcester, 23 odd. Boston, Massachusetts, 23 in Hartford, Connecticut, and 26 in New York City. And we're going to have some extremely cold wind chills expected Wednesday night and Thursday morning here. And this is a wind chill expected Wednesday night and Thursday morning. 15 below to 30 below for much region. So if you got children at the bus stop, make sure to bundle them very, very good, because this is going to be a very chilly night on tap for Wednesday night and early Thursday morning here at the bus stop. Okay, let's take a look at our 7-day forecast. It goes like this. Overnight, most of the coast clouds will go around 10 degrees west wind about 5 to 9 miles per hour. Tuesday, chance of snow mainly after 11 a.m. Increased clouds but higher 22 degrees left west wind. Chance of precipitation is 40% and new snow accumulation of less than a half inch possible. Tuesday, chance of snow mainly before 8 p.m. Most clouds got low about 14 degrees and calm wind becoming west wind 5 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation is 30%. Little no circulation expected. For Wednesday, scattered snow showers mainly after 4 p.m. Puck Sun Sky about 27 degrees and west wind about 5 to 14 miles per hour, 29 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation is 30%. New circulation less than an inch possible. What's that? Slight chance of snow showers before 8 p.m. Puck Sky about a low end 2 below 0. And north wind about Then what's about 13 and 50 miles per gust size, 32 miles per chance of precipitation of 20%. Thursday, Saskatchewan about 18 degrees. Thursday, chance of snow showers after 2 a.m. Most Saskatchewan low about 15 degrees and chance of precipitation of 30%. Friday, chance of snow showers. Most Saskatchewan low high 31 degrees and chance of precipitation of 4%. Friday, most Saskatchewan low about 15 degrees. Saturday, Saskatchewan about 26 degrees. Saturday, Saskatchewan low about 15 degrees. Sunday, Saskatchewan, most Saskatchewan about 33, low about 22 degrees. But Monday, Saskatchewan about 37 degrees. Peters, what a phrase of the day. Chance of snow tomorrow. Peter, what's the have? Good night. Let's get back to BC tomorrow morning. Good night.